Welcome to Kickstarter Radio 102.4, and today we're looking at Dungeons of Infinity, Kingdom Cost. Oh, this is a reboot of a game, and with a new expansion looking really sweet. Let our host Lipstickpaddy please take the throne here and tell you all about this game, which is looking super sweet.
Now check that image. I had to stop the video on that. It looks epic, doesn't it? Alright, Dungeons of Infinity Kingdom Cost. Now, this is a reprint actually. No. 2.0 version. It's been redone basically. Rebooted, if you like. And it's a dungeon explorer, but it's got a nice small footprint. In fact, your hero boards are much bigger than the dungeon, aren't they? If you're playing 4-player, you'll probably have more board for your player than you are the actual dungeon. It is quite nice though. They've got a really interesting stretch goal for acrylic standees, which is so cool if they can get that now. They've knocked it out here. They're over their goal, which is fantastic. Almost 1,000 backers. An unusual 18-day campaign. It's as if these Kickstarter companies these days are rolling dice for how many days they're doing, because I really don't understand the sense in it. But let's pop down the page and have a look, because this is a super curious dungeon crawler. 60 to 120 depending on the size of the scenario or campaign chapter you're on. It's actually the chapter the campaign that I'm more interested in, because it's supposed to have fantastic writing, the campaign. And it's bringing out an expansion here, the Kingdom Cost, which you can just see on the right as well. If you want everything, $135, but if you just want the gameplay, it's $109, which is nice for what you're getting. You're getting a boatload of stuff here. Now, if you can play it through scenario, it says there's 12 one-off scenarios, and you can the map is randomly generating it as well. You can do that if you wish, but if you do which I think the way the game is supposed to be played, the campaign, 30 plus dungeons in the campaign mod. They have a big book which lets you map out the dungeon you're in, so it's like really good. One of the interesting mechanics of it though is the sound that you're making when you're going around the dungeon though. You can alert enemies and draw them to you. And you can do that as a strategy to maybe, that someone pulls a character over, but you ambush them with your team member. So now we can see the 10 heroes here. Bases are a little bit underwhelming, to be fair, but really they've got to fit within the small footprint of the tiles, so I'll give them that. Because I don't think the tiles are big enough to put two minis on them. And I think that's one of its strengths, is the small footprint. These gifts are far too quick. Basically showing you can equip your armor equip your character with this stuff, and it upgrades their stats. And I think there's a shop that you may have been buying from. There's a shop board anyway. Yeah, purchase equipment from the merchant, get treasures in the dungeon, or you can maybe loot something maybe. I think one of the things I would have liked to have come into the game though is a crafting, more leaning into crafting, as that's getting quite popular in dungeon going, like you discover some ore can be a fantastic treasure, because that ore is the last piece of ore you need to craft something really strong, something like that. And they've got crafting in iSafari and Guard, so I don't know why they didn't bring a crafting system over into this game, because it would certainly be more interesting. But the developers Skybound, not Skybound, Sky, who are you? Sky Kingdom Games, they bought this IP over, so they've got the rights to reprint it. It's pretty strong on BGG, the first edition, 8.3. Whoa, did I just blast through too much stuff? What's going on? Right, okay. These gifts are too quick. But you can see the dungeon kind of fits inside the players here. It's not going to go too big. You are limited by the amount of tiles you've got. But it is nice that you can be playing through different ones. If you just want dungeon, going through the chapters with the story, it'd be fairly interesting. Yeah, the way the AI is working, the way the tiles are working, it is kind of a really interesting game. It is a fun game as well, because you're drawing from cards and it's all like bouncing around and doing stuff, so it's cool. Solo mode is definitely strong in the game. This guy looking like a Khajiit from Elder Scrolls. A bit of a nod my cap to that series I think this character is all about. See a little bit here of the campaign book and how you're dealing out the dungeon. It's quite nice, detailed with script, and would have been nice if this had like an app-based approach to reading this out, because the Stonebound, I keep saying Stonebound, the Icefaring Guard has Foreteller on that, which looks to be superbly integrated, and it would have been nice if maybe a stretch goal will bring this in. To unlock an add-on for this, for the book, if there's quite a lot of scenarios and campaign stories that are going on. Now these black dice that are coming in the box, there is an update for these, an add-on, some specifically made dice for the game, which we'll get down to, which look nice. That's going to add, I think, $10 onto your campaign. I like the translucent dice as well, certainly better than block matte ones, which I don't like. Yeah, there's lots going on here. So action points, defense, power. We've got noise as well in here. You got your health, experience, mist cleaner. Is that a mist cleaner? It's hard to see from these images anyway. Now the exploration, combat and upgrades, how you upgrade your character, is all kind of fun. Interesting how you can sneak around though, use abilities, and you might have to pick chests and stuff like that. You know what you might think about. Yeah, move through the dungeon creates noise that will chip at the threat meter and stir the dungeon lord, which is the boss basically. The mages themselves are all tasty. Fire mage, because they're each going to have a deck with the abilities in. So fire mage sounds great. Warrior for me, a little bit dull. Monk though, fist fighter, sounds great. I don't know why they've not got weapons on the monk, because he could have certain wrist straps and things like this, knuckle dusters and stuff. Just because you're melee doesn't mean you don't have things on your hands. It does say here that it is his bare hands, but some wraps and stuff might give him something, I don't know. Ice Mage sounds fun. The Thief, of course, the sneaky lock-picking douche. Ranger, someone always loves the Ranger, and a little bit of a shame you can't see the string in the bow on the pull here. You might have to put that in yourself. Wave Warper, so this kind of water magic wielder or elementalist, I guess. Sounds fun. Paladin, which is always a boring class for me. Snowfest. Alchemist actually is probably the class I'm most interested in playing, because I love the aspect of mixing things together to get different types of gameplay. So this sounds fun. Assassin as well, that can be good. Stealth up, sneaky behind them, DPS, double damage, crit and stuff. So got your archetypes that you might want from your dungeon crawler. So if you're sitting on the low pledge, you can just get the standees, but the acrylic ones are going to get stretched, hopefully. They've got the game trays for each type of hero, and yeah, most of the cards for the enemies are just going to be like so, but there's 80 different types of them to get to grips with, which is nice. The store has 56 items in the shop, which is good. Reward cards 80, risk cards, I don't know what they are, to be honest. Are they ones you get off enemies? I'm not sure, it's not clear from the campaign page as we come down, but 8 unique cards per hero in the ability cards. This sounds great. I'm guessing the only way you can upgrade your hero is through the shop though, and equipment that you're getting. Alright. Lots of cardboard, status effects, which sounds wonderful. Disaster tiles. Got these gold pieces. I don't know why they just don't make some coins in the add-ons. I don't think I saw any. And but there's kind of an interesting mix here, because it is looking like it's trying to keep its cost below $100 when you look at these things, which is appreciated because a lot of dungeon crawlers are jumping above that as if it's a necessary thing, but here, not at all. I mean, you can go up to Deluxe here and get the minis and of the lords. This is quite tempting actually to go up to this, because it's still on under $100, which is nice on the budget. The Dungeons of Infinity though, this is a phenomenal expansion for what it's bringing. 2 new heroes, Lux the King, Mira, just a peasant. A peasant? What abilities does she have? 18 new dungeons. Remember, the base has 30. This has 18, so this is a lot here. And the tiles that are coming in this box are much bigger. Just say brand new enchantment cards that give your characters powerful bonuses for completing the new location. So this might be potentially upgrading your class. I like this. And some more standalone scenarios for people that like them. A peasant. These enemies seem to be more humanoids and less generic fantasies. So this is like the big tile of the cathedral. Really like these tiles. The art is really good. In fact, the art on the tiles in the base game are certainly much improved from the first editions. Far more colour and interest in them. Prison looks almost predictable in its path. The tower going up. It all looks kind of nice. And yeah, it all sounds good. It's kind of not a overly complex dungeon crawler, one with a small footprint and interesting campaign to go through. Alright, you can check dungeons out of playthrough as well. These are quite interesting to watch. These are the wonderful dice you can get for $10. Oh, they are doing a coin set, and these are really nice. I probably came down here and didn't even realise they were coins, because they don't have, they're not as rounded. They're kind of roughed up old school. They're really cool. All right. And you can get some more heroes if you need any more for $10. Yeah. Stretch goals then, they're definitely funded. They're getting a custom insert that supports sleeves, which I don't know anybody that doesn't want to sleeve the games, but Oh, acrylic standees, they're looking sweet. Especially if you don't want minis. They look so nice, don't they? New hero, Grigory. I don't know why he's ringing a bell, Grigory. And I'm wondering are they going to have any crossovers because, you know, the Icefaring Guard, that'd be nice to get a character over from there. Something like this. But it's definitely going to be more coming, so yeah. Might have to return. If anything happens on the campaign that I think is worth news, I'll come back and do a final thoughts on it. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see where it goes. Returning backers, though, they can get this game at a discount, or they can get the upgrade pack, which is lovely. I'm guessing they're going to want to go for the redone version, right? Just because of the art across the tiles, really, and the art on the art as a massive overhaul on the art. All right, so there's your team, and shipping seems to be reasonable. Rest of the world, 65 base and expansion. I guess the way shipping's going at the minute as well, that's kind of what you might pay for two big boxes, so that's kind of what's coming. It's interesting that second big box only adds $5 to the rest of the world, though. It is fairly interesting, that. All right, let's jump up to the top, peeps. I'm telling you now, if you're after a dungeon crawler under €100 with a small footprint, you've got it right here. Really juicy game. Loads and loads of entertaining chapters in the story is what I understand. The combat is nicely streamlined and fun. In fact, one of the biggest things about this game is the fun aspect of it. So certainly some of these dungeon crawlers can have such a big footprint that you need a bigger table. They've got a large setup time. They take hours to play, and this one seems to be giving you the similar experience in less time and an easier pack away. So yeah, I'm actually pretty impressed with Dungeons Infinity, actually. But I'm actually going to be backing Icefaring Guard, which looks more of my cup of tea, because I'm got too many dungeon crawlers as it is on my shelf, and I want that open world experience that Sky Kingdom Games is offering with that. Be nice to see a crossover, though. I'm still learning about Sky Kingdom Games, and what they're doing is certainly very nice. I can't wait to play Icefaring Guard with a foreteller app and the experience that's going to bring. And I think Dungeons of Infinity also brings a little bit of spit and polish over to a genre that, if you're itching for another dungeon crawler, this should definitely be on your radar. I'll pop back during the campaign and see where it's going, what it's unlocking, and if I think the campaign has got to a place where there's super exciting stuff, I will return. But I think that's enough for me for now. Please give the video a thumbs up if you enjoyed the content today. Leave any comments down below, especially if you've played the first edition, and what you think of the upgrades. Are you upgrading? Are you wanting another dungeon crawler, or are you, like me, a little bit genre complete with that? But yeah, let me know. Well, if you're new to this channel, thank you so much for watching as well. If you like Kickstarter games, please think about subscribing, hitting the bell, of course, if you want to see when the content goes live as soon as it does. And yeah, you've been listening to Kickstarter Radio. I'm your host, Lipstickpaddy. You take care, stay safe, and bye-bye for now.